who we listened to now is Madame Abateria. She's been a widow for a year now. A widow with 10 children. 10 children, according to her. She stays here with 3. 7 are out. Some are married, some have kids without husbands, some are still looking for greener pastures. The 3 here, according to her, the last of the 3 would want to learn a vocation, but because there is no money, the child is home. The other 2, likewise the other 2, they are also not working, neither do they have any vocational training that they are undergoing. According to her, after the death of the husband, she had to go acquire a loan or secure a loan for the burial of the husband. I decided to ask further whether it's the norm or the tradition of this particular town, and she confirmed that yes, it is. After the death of your husband, it is the responsibility of you, the wife, to go secure any money. They do not care whether it's a loan or it's a hard-earned money. All they need you to do is to bury your husband. And so after the burial, she has not been able to pay off that loan. And aside that, she doesn't have a piece of land to even farm on. Her strength is failing her. Even if she had, she can't go. She would plead with Madame Benedicta that Madame Benedicta should give her a capital to start a minor business with, to support the kids. And then Madame Benedicta should also help her younger son to undergo the vocational training, because she believes that if he does that, she herself will be free and the child would have something to fall back on when he grows. She's also pleading with Madame Benedicta that the other 2, one has expressed interest in education. She should help with the education of the one who has interest in it, and then the other one should also be helped in a vocational training. She prays that God should be her strength, God should guide her as she has embarked on a journey like this. Thank you. Well, the pathetic story we heard is that of Mr. Michael Inati. Mr. Michael has been a widower for some time now. According to her, he has been through a whole lot, because after the demise of the woman, well, even before the death of the woman was diagnosed with high blood pressure. It was 4 years after he was diagnosed with that BP that she developed diabetes also. After the diabetes, she developed stroke. So 3 things at once. He battled it for some years, and even when he was battling those illnesses, he made sure that he contacted the relatives of the late wife. What he was told was that since he did not perform the marriage customs for the woman, they do not owe him any obligation to help in taking care of the ill woman then. And so what happened was that he struggled, he forced to actually make the woman better. But unfortunately, it didn't happen that way, and the woman lost her life. After the demise of the woman, she realized that no, he was going to see hell, because according to them, they had a new family head, which we call the Ebusuapeni over here. The new Ebusuapeni told Mr. Nate over here that it's quite unfortunate, because when there's a new king, there's always a new law. And so the things or the items that he brought initially for the marriage customs, according to him, the new family head, which we call the Ebusuapeni over here, claims that it was useless because he didn't receive it at that time. So he was supposed to go back to the list, revisit the list, and buy everything from A to Z. And so because he wanted to get his late wife buried, he went for a loan, bought those items, and they took 7,700 from him as, as appeasement, let me put it that way, as an appeasement for wasting the time of their daughter. And so he had to pay 7,700. And when he got to the side of his wards, he has 5 children with the woman. So when he got to the side of his wards, he had to pay another 1,300. In total, he paid 10,000 Old currency 100 million. He paid 10,000 cedis to the relatives before they allowed the woman to be buried. A woman that he had already spent a lot on treatment on. As if that was not enough. The people he contacted, or the people he invited to come for the funeral, hoping to get much from them, were unable to come because on the day appointed for the funeral, it was a rainy day. And so, as expected, it didn't go that way. He ran at a loss. As if that is not enough. We know that as a male, he wouldn't be able to cater for the children, the 5 children, as a female would. And so I asked, did any of the relative of the late wife decide to at least take one child out of the 5? He said no, purposely because they say that since he has performed the marriage rites of the late wife, the children are now his. Whether they die or they live, it is up to him. It is his sole responsibility to take care of the kids. What he is telling Madame Benedicta is that now he's not been able to pay that debt of 10,000. He has been able to pay just part of it. But he deems it that he hasn't paid anything. Because 7 weeks after the burial, he's been able to pay just half. It means that the interest rate is just moving at a fast pace. And so he will plead with Madame Benedicta that whatever thing she deems fit, he wouldn't know where to start from. He wouldn't know the actual assistance that he will be needing from Madame Benedicta. But whatever thing God touches her heart to give unto him, he would accept. And then he's saying that God should bless Madame Benedicta as she is about to help him. Thank you.